It's going to be really interesting to see, like, if we're going to call that now, we got to call it all the time because it happens 30 times a game. Guys change pivot feet.
It's been a tough and uneasy game for Poole. He has been at his best since this season, but it seems like his efforts aren't paying off. Nevertheless, Kerr has seen the hero in Poole and is now pushing him to be one of the Warriors' best defenders. How's he able to do this? Well, watch to the end to find out. Jordan Poole receives criticism from Steve Kerr. The Golden State Warriors are still not where they intended to be going into the season, despite their recent success. They have an 11-11 record so far this year after winning the NBA championship the previous year, which puts them in 10th place in the Western Conference. The Golden State Warriors' attempt to defend their championship has not started off as brilliantly as they would have wanted. Their tight loss to the Dallas Mavericks ended the team's 3-game winning streak and returned their record to 500. The Warriors were let down by lackluster performances from Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, and Andrew Wiggins, despite another outstanding effort from Steph Curry and a strong bench. Josh Green of the Mavericks fiercely pursued Jordan Poole throughout the whole game, but especially in the closing minutes. He was blown up on the defensive end quite a bit and committed quite a few turnovers. Poole finished the game with 9 points, making only 3 of his attempts and shooting a dismal 1 for 6 from outside the arc. The Warriors were unable to handle Luka Doncic's crazy 41-point, 12-rebound, and 12-assist performance because of it. Poole was also criticized after the game. Steve Kerr, a living statue of encouragement to Poole. Jordan Poole can score a lot of points, as Steve Kerr is aware. He is also aware that the rookie guard has the ability to make his Warriors colleagues look foolish with his sizzle and handling, while also providing a number of assists every game. The 23-year-old's defense is one area of his game where Kerr will keep pushing him to improve. Not only will the Warriors as a whole benefit from progress on that side of the ball, Kerr honestly thinks Poole can make a flaw in his game into a huge asset. "When Jordan is engaged and alert, he can be one of our best defenders," Kerr said during Warriors practice at American Airlines Center. "He's a phenomenal athlete. He's really strong, quick, and when you see his engagement and he defends, he can stay in front of people and he can defend without fouling. And then we can get out and run. It works well together." At Chase Center during the Warriors' victory against the Los Angeles Clippers, Poole shot just 3 for 15 from the floor and missed all 8 of his 3-point attempts. When asked about Poole's difficulty shooting, Kerr swiftly changed his response. In addition to handing up 5 assists, Poole blocked a shot for the 6th straight game, and according to Kerr, Poole's effort and enthusiasm showed a genuine desire to contribute on defense. In each of the Warriors' last 2 victories, he pulled down 4 rebounds. However, in Golden State's victory against the Utah Jazz and victory over the Minnesota Timberwolves, he had defensive ratings of 115 and 120 respectively. Kerr will put up a defensive fight against Poole even in real time. He accomplished precisely that by calling a brief timeout at the opening of the second quarter of the victory in Minnesota. "I believe he's improved, but consistency is still needed," Kerr remarked. "At the beginning of the second quarter, I called a fast timeout because, quite honestly, Jordan acted a little carelessly and lost his guy twice, once in the half court and once in transition. We conceded 6 points in a row." The Warriors jumped at the chance to sign DiVincenzo in free agency over the summer. One of the key goals was to assist Poole off the bench by providing a seasoned guard who could play both on and off the ball. His defense comes next. DiVincenzo is renewed for being a formidable defender when he has the ball and for being able to capitalize on errant passes when he doesn't. He and Poole get along well, and they often crack jokes together on the court. However, some of those jokes are DiVincenzo challenging his partner to emphasize defense more. Although there are some slip-ups, DiVincenzo adores when Poole decides to step up as a defender. When asked if Poole has the abilities to rank among the Warriors' top defensive players, DiVincenzo responded, "He absolutely has it. I enjoy playing defense, and when I play with Jordan, we often joke about and rag on one another. But in addition to that, occasionally while we're in transition during a game, the primary player in the second unit will exclaim, 'I got him.' I love to watch it because I feel like I have a part in it. But I also think Steph is a heck of a defender now that he's grown better at it. When Steph is on the floor, Steph is a hell of a defender now. Therefore, he has greater motivation and not pressure to play defense." Curry can no longer serve as the punchline of a joke. The 2-time NBA MVP took it personally, and along with gaining 15 pounds of muscle and shaving off his baby-faced assassin character, he has converted what was previously considered a flaw in his game into an asset. The reason Kerr won't let Poole off the hook and why the coach thinks Poole can continue to develop his entire repertoire is because Poole shares the same drive and competitiveness as Curry to be great. What Kerr found appealing about Jordan was that he was incredibly coachable and still had a lot of room for improvement. He has already demonstrated the type of player he is at this time. However, having a higher ceiling is really quite thrilling. A Warriors player calls out Poole. The Warriors' current season has been anything but easygoing. Earlier this season, when Poole was in charge of the second unit, Draymond Green discussed the challenges and said that the bench needed to play a different style of basketball than they were accustomed to. "I think it's a lot different," Green explained. "For the most part, coming off the bench, we've had kind of an elder statesman, if you will. Someone that would come off the bench, kind of slow things down, right the ship. And now, it's different. When you come off the bench, and the reality is, the first guy you come off the bench with is usually JP, and JP is a sixth starter, and so that's a different feeling." Green said, "And I believe when you start getting more players in there, it's turning into the second unit, rather than more of the first unit guys. In contrast, it used to be, if you will, a slightly different crime. More or less, it is the same, and I believe the second unit needs to figure things out and comprehend that. Contrary to what you would be used to. When Steph leaves a game, the entire offense changes and there are more sets. Jordan, though, will continue to be. Klay Thompson to be benched amid difficulties." The Warriors, who had just won their fourth NBA title in 8 years, weren't expecting the 2022-23 season to begin the way it did. Some supporters believe that Golden State should make a significant lineup adjustment by benching Klay Thompson after a 4-7 start to their season. But Steve Kerr has made it obvious that he doesn't find that idea amusing. Kerr stated that despite his failures to start the year, he will not be benched in favor of young sensation Jordan Poole. The Warriors head coach noted that the club needed Poole to lead the offense when Steph Curry is out injured. Thus, it was an easy choice to remove him from the bench. "Bring Thompson off the bench? No, that's not something I've given any attention to," Kerr responded. "Klay and Jordan are two completely different athletes. Klay is not as focused on the ball as Jordan is. Jordan has to be on the court at all times when Steph is not. Klay's a starter, but that doesn't mean we can't switch up the combinations and rotations to get specific players on the floor together. The league's top 5-man unit is that one. I don't see much need to split up the unit." Kerr is correct to note that the starting lineup for the Warriors, which consists of Curry, Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green, and Kevon Looney, has been extremely potent offensively to begin the season. Of the 5-man combinations that have played a considerable amount of minutes together this year, this one has the highest offensive rating, 129.9. However, Thompson has had a sluggish start personally. He's played 9 games and is averaging 15.1 points on 36% shooting from the field and 32.6% from beyond the arc, both career lows. Even yet, Kerr's committed to continuing the Warriors' current course as they attempt to move up the Western Conference standings. Golden State is presently tied for 12th place in the league, but there is still time for improvement. And that's it for this episode. Thanks so much for watching.